Hey everyone, Jay Sherm here. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about why organization and lists are very important for your business, your idea, or your startup. When it comes to organization, what I'm talking about is your folder structure. This might sound boring or not that important, but believe it or not, I've worked with a ton of entrepreneurs in the past that just had one folder with all their documents in it. And it was so disorganized that when I asked for a particular document, they couldn't get it to me, or it took them forever to find it. And time is of the essence. You know, the one thing you don't want to do when you run a business is waste time. So when it comes to folder structure, before I begin a project or an idea or anything related to a business, I always start by creating a bunch of folders that are going to be, related to the different departments of the business. Whether it's just you or 10 people, it doesn't matter. You need a business development folder or biz dev. You need a development folder for programming. You need a graphics folder for all of your graphics needs, a legal, and a marketing folder. And within these folders, you can put subfolders. So for example, with business development, you're going to have a copy or content folder where you put all your content, partnerships, press and media, a Q&A folder. And these are all different folders for different things, all within the business development department. For programming or development, you'll have something for architecture, a folder for back end and front end, and one for wireframes. And again, you can add more folders. It doesn't have to be just 4 folders or 5 folders. In graphics, you might want to have some stuff for branding. So put that into one folder. Same with your logos or social media content, all into separate folders. Legal, you'll have some investors, finances, NDAs or non-disclosure agreements, some signed documentation. Keep these all separate so you can find them really quick. And this all seems like common sense, but once again, marketing, campaigns, funnels, onboarding, press releases, keep it all separate. This is all the type of stuff that I keep in my folders when I create a new business. And that way, when someone asks for something, I can just send it to them with one click. Or if I add someone to a Dropbox or a Google Drive folder, and this is the structure, once they see the structure and they get to know what it is, guess what? They can start adding their stuff to those folders and I can find it easily. That's another problem I've had collaborating with entrepreneurs is they have a different file structure than I have, or they organize things differently, or not at all. And it's very frustrating to try to find that file that we talked about 2 months ago. So by giving somebody my file structure when we begin a project and they're forced to use it, guess what? We're both putting files into the right folders and now I can find them a lot easier. So this is huge, I think, in my opinion, even though it's such a small thing, is to do that. The next step is to use lists. Lists are important as well. I mean, I'm sure you have a to-do list or a grocery list and you've done that before. This is no different. This is a list, for example, if you're going to start a new business and you want to come up with a list for your marketing stuff. The list can have like 20 different bullet points. And the reason why you want to consistently write down this stuff and put it onto a bullet list is, number one, so you don't forget anything. Number two, for goals. So you know what kind of goals you want to reach in this business. And number three, it's so that your collaborators, your employees, your founders, anyone who you work with can also help with these things. If they see your list of 20 things and they can do 5 of them, well, guess what? That takes 5 things off your list. You cross them off. And for example, let's do this list for marketing purposes. So for marketing purposes, the list might say company logo, your mobile app icons, your slogans, your campaign ideas. You need an online survey. You're going to need a MailChimp account and integrations for MailChimp for your emails. You'll need a landing page with an email sign up. Of course, you'll need a company website. You'll need a blog set up and a way to distribute that content through social media. You'll need a repository full of graphics, which is basically just a folder full of those graphics I talked about in those separate folders. You should have a company video or at least an app demo video. You should have a spreadsheet with the keywords specific to your industry. So go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go everywhere online and look up the keywords that fit your industry or your market and put them into a spreadsheet so that everybody can see them and not have to look for them later. You should have a target market demographic document, so it shows, or even just like a note somewhere in your notes that just talks about your age range, the genders, the types of income levels, your demographics, the basic demographics of the people that are going to be targeted in your marketing campaigns. Social media accounts, social media management, so your account names, your passwords, how which sites you use, that kind of thing. You should have email templates. This is basically documents that just show what the emails should say. Maybe some newsletter designs, press release templates. And then you're going to need a bunch of stuff for the people that are going to join your company. So documentation for your ambassador program, a brochure or a flyer, a college intern manual, your onboarding process documents. So when you join the company, what are the things that you need to do first before you can actually do any work? That's called onboarding. And then there's contests, giveaways, and promotional material. So these are the types of things that should go on your list, and you want to tackle them one by one. And as you cross them off one by one and you're finally done, you realize, okay, I did everything. That's great. That's what the list was for, to keep you on a path, to keep you motivated, to keep you constantly doing something so that you're not just fiddling your thumbs and wondering what you should do next. Because I noticed that a lot of entrepreneurs or a lot of business owners, actually, that's what happens. They end up not doing any work because they say they don't know what they were supposed to do. Well, by providing a list, same goes for your programmers. Same goes for your business owners and financial and legal. You should have a list for every aspect of your business, especially your programmers. They need to have a workflow document. They need to have project management lists so that every single day you have a Scrum daily stand-up that talks about the tasks you're going to be working on every single day. In programming, things get a lot more detailed. Marketing and business, it's not so much. It's a higher level, so the list is more broad. But you can also drill those down too. For example, social media might be one bullet point, but that might be, Instagram stories, videos, graphics, campaigns, partnerships with influencers. It might be trending hashtags. You can really drill that down, and each bullet point really should be drilled down. And as you make a list, you can also make sub-lists under those bullet points. But in the end, you should always make your organization and your lists the number one priority when you're starting a business or a company or a product. And this way, you have a bird's eye view to the entire concept right in front of you. The entire business is laid out in front of you so that nothing slips through the cracks, because you always want to stay one step ahead of everything. I hope now you're going to be a super organizer and list maker. And if you have any questions, always feel free to leave me a comment, and I'll see you in next week's episode.